Spread the love and spread the health to everyone you possibly can. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be answering some questions that I've been getting asked about my lovely dreadlocks. I think I finally found a place outside that I really like. Sitting on a little stump right now, and I have my video camera resting on a really beautiful tree with huge leaves, and I don't know, I like this area. I mean, it kind of looks like I'm looking down at the camera, so that's a little weird, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the area that the camera's in? Do you like videos outside? What do you prefer? I don't know, I like being outside because it's quiet, it's nice. I like the green in the background, but let me know what you think down below. Okay, so let's get started. Usually, I read my Q&A questions off of my computer screen, so I usually have that in front of me too, but I figured I'd just write them on a note card today. Works perfectly well. Also, what do you guys think about me saying or not saying the names of the people who asked? I don't know. I've never really taken down the names of people, but do you prefer that I say your name if you do ask a question? Let me know down below about that as well. Okay, so let's get started. Which one do I want to start with? What was your reason behind deciding to have dreadlocks? Let's see. I've wanted dreadlocks just for a few years now. I can't really think about when I started to first get interested in them, but it just seemed like everybody that had dreadlocks, whether it was a girl or a guy, I really thought they looked so cool, like I was so magnetized to them, and I would just like stare at people's dreadlocks and think they were the neatest things. So I've kind of wanted them for a while now, and what was my reason behind it? I guess I was just interested in the way that they looked. I thought they looked cool. And also the idea that they're easy to take care of is really appealing to me. Great, it is starting to rain. Alright, so that did not exactly go as planned. It started pouring rain all of a sudden. I had to run, like literally sprint into my house because it was like huge drops of rain. It doesn't look like it's pouring out anymore, but I was also getting eaten alive, so I figured I would come inside. So we are on the second question, which is, you definitely make healthy and positive life choices, and I'm wondering if you chose to get dreadlocks because they contribute to that lifestyle. Okay, so I think they contribute a lot to my passion for simple living. Like ever since I've got dreadlocks, it's just been so much easier to maintain my hair, to take care of my hair. Like I can get up out of bed in the morning and I just go wherever I need to go. I don't really have anything that I need to fix about my hair. I either just leave it down, I put a bandana in my hair, or I'll tie it back in a ponytail or something like that. So yeah, it definitely contributes to my health in that respect because it makes me feel a lot better to not have to get up in the morning, and if there's something with my hair that I don't like, I don't need to take a shower to, you know, get those natural waves back, or I don't need to straighten it. So in that respect, it does definitely contribute to my healthful living. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. I don't think that dreadlocks necessarily enhance my like nutritional health or anything like that, but I think that for me personally, they have contributed to my overall health because I really wanted them, and I did something that I wanted, so that fulfilled me in that way. Okay, next question is, how old are your dreads and how did you start them? My dreadlocks, let's see. I got them in the middle of May, so they are around 4 months old now. And how did I start them? I actually had a friend who helped me with them. He had done his own dreadlocks, so he knew how to create dreadlocks, and he used the backcombing method, which pretty much means he just took a strand of my hair. So say this was like a ton of hair, he just took it and kind of like backcombed it, and we used this little, like, you know, the little flea brushes that you use for your cat or your dog just to brush through their coat of fur or hair. We used that, so he just backcombed it with that, and it was like really, really fluffy and frizzy. So then after that, he would just palm roll them a lot, and then he would pass on the completed dreads to me, and I would take them and just continue rolling them. So that is how we created them. Alright, next question is, what are your goals for your dreads? My goals for my dreads. Well, I have a lot, or quite a few of dreads, like, whew, this one is really bad. There are loops in it, as you can see. Like, this is a huge loop right here, And here's another one. So my goals are to slowly but surely get those loops out. There's some in the underneath part, like this one is really fluffy too, but then I've got some which are really, really good dreadlocks, like this one. I think my goal is for all of them to look like this, to just be straight with no loops at all. I mean, there are two little tiny bumps, but that's fine with me. So just to be straight and tight, as you can see. Yeah, so I guess my goal is to kind of change them from this to this. And I guess that's it. To keep them clean, to keep them healthy, to keep the roots pulled apart, because there was a few days where I noticed like they were starting to grow together at the roots, so I need to remember to pull them apart, so that's one of my goals. I guess that's really it. Next question is, how do you maintain them? Well, one of the things I do to maintain them is by pulling them apart at the roots, and usually I do this before bed when I'm just sitting on the couch or sitting around, or when I wake up in the morning. Pretty much whenever I have downtime, I'll just take them and just pull them apart, and there are hairs in between. I don't know if you can see. There are hairs in between, and sometimes I'll just like take one hair at a time and pull it out, or even rip it, depending on how they're doing. So yeah, I'll just take them and pull them apart from each other like this, just so I make sure each dread is staying an individual dread rather than growing together. So that's one of the ways I maintain them. And then another one is just palm rolling. So I'll take a dread and roll it in between this part of my palms. And then your hands have to be like a tiny bit moist for it to work. I have dry hands, or not dry, but like not moist hands a lot of the time. So when I try and roll it, it won't really stay. So sometimes I'll just put like a dab of water on my hand and then do it. And it's really easy to do when you get out of the shower. So that is when I maintain them the most. That's when I go through and I like roll every single one of them, because it's easier to do when there's a little bit of moisture in them. What else do I do? And then also, people like the ends of their dreads to be different. So you can see this one is just straight dreadlock. And then you can see, let's find another example. And then you can see this one. It's more of a loop, right? I forget the name of the end, but it's like a nub. So something that I do to maintain them, although it's not truly effective, I kind of just do it because it's fun to do. You can see this extra hair here, so I will take that in between my hand like this, and I will roll it clockwise, counterclockwise, but you have to, it doesn't matter which way you go, but you have to do the same direction every single time. So I'll just roll that in a circle, and then you can see it's kind of balled up a little bit, and then I'll just tuck it into the dread, and then palm roll the end. So everybody has a different preference. If you like this look, where it's nubbed at the bottom, better than, where'd it go? This look, then you can do this. And if you don't, and if you love this look, then you don't have to do anything. You can just split them apart at the roots, palm roll, and then another part of maintaining them is something that Addison helps me with. And so pretty much I'll show you an example of this one. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the dread in between these hands, and then any extra hair that you have, you're going to kind of push it down with these fingers, and then you're going to roll it into the other hand. And pretty much what that is doing is that is locking up the very top part so that your roots don't continue to grow out. So it's keeping them tight at the roots, and Addison helps me with that because it's a lot of work. I think I have 32 dreads or so. So I can do all of the front ones and the side ones, but he helps me a lot with the back and the bottom part of my hair. So those are the ways that I maintain my dreadlocks. Okay, next question is, how do you wash them and what do you use? That's a good question. So I wash my dreadlocks by getting in the shower, and I will just let the water run down off my hair. It feels so cool. It's like a giant sponge on your head. And then I will take Dr. Bronner's soap, which is a biodegradable soap, very healthy, very natural. And I will just take a little bit of that on my hand, and I will massage it into my roots. And then I'll get back under the water and let that soap wash throughout the dreads. So really what you're doing is washing the roots. You don't need to take each dread and scrub it with soap. You don't want to do that because soap might get caught in the dread, so just put it in your roots, scrub around, make sure you get everywhere you want to get, and then rinse it all out, and then tie your hair up in a towel. And that's about it. That's how I wash my dreads. And I didn't get asked how often I wash them, but I figured I'd share this with you just because it's something that's interesting to know. So when I first got my dreadlocks, the first month I only washed them one time. And this is because my hair wasn't getting greasy. It wasn't getting smelly either. So I figured why wash my hair? Why go through the trouble of doing that? Especially because I heard the first time you wash it, your dreads get a little fluffier, so I didn't want to do this until I really felt like I had to. So a month went by, around a month went by, and I just thought that I should wash them, so I did wash them then. And then ever since that first time, I've been washing them every couple of weeks, and I really don't need to wash them. My hair just doesn't get greasy. You can see it's like fluffy up here. It's nice hair, and it doesn't smell at all. So I use essential oils in my hair also to keep them clean, and I would suggest if you have greasy hair, then I would suggest creating your own dry shampoo. So I bought a dry shampoo when I first got dreadlocks and quickly stopped using it because I realized I bought it without looking at the label, and I don't know what I was thinking, but a lot of chemicals were in there. So I've heard, what's that, baking soda? Baking powder? Something. Just Google it real quick, like how to make your own dry shampoo, and you will see something come up, and it's definitely a lot more healthy to go that route. And then you can just take that and literally tap it into the roots and your dreads. So yeah. Okay, next question is, I exercise every day and would be worried that my dreads would get sweaty and smelly. What advice do you have for this? Another awesome question. This was honestly my biggest concern before getting dreadlocks because I also exercise almost every single day, and when I exercise, I get really sweaty. I don't just like move around in the gym and not get sweaty. Like, my hair has always gotten so wet, so before getting dreads, I was really hesitant to this. And then I heard about dry shampoos, so I felt a little better about it, and now I don't even use dry shampoo. So my advice to you would be to get essential oils. These are really wonderful. You just need a tiny bit. They're easy to transport, so if you're going somewhere, like, they're easy to bring with you. They're so tiny. I actually should have grabbed them for this video, but they're just like that big, the little containers of them. So I just have a few different scents. I like to use peppermint oil in the back of my hair. If it ever gets itchy, I like to use that, and it feels so good and cooling. It's a great sensation. And then I like to use lemon and orange because they're super uplifting, and those scents are both supposed to give you energy, so I like using those. And then what else do I use? I will also use lavender, and those are the main scents that I really enjoy, but you can choose anything. There's so many. They're healthy for you. So I just put a couple of drops on my fingertips, and I kind of just go into my dreads like a little bit of a massage, and that's it. And they smell great. This part of my dreads, like the actual dreadlocks, aside from the roots, like, nothing ever smells bad, and multiple people have smelled my hair and they're honest with me, and they don't smell. They smell like nothing. They're great. I mean, I actually just used a tiny bit of lavender this morning, so they smell a bit like that. So that would be my advice to you, is to create a dry shampoo that you really like, that's efficient, that is natural, good for your body, not gonna harm you, and get essential oils. So those are all of the questions I'm going to answer about my dreadlocks today. If you have any additional questions, then definitely post down below. I would love to hear what you're thinking about dreadlocks, what you think about my dreadlocks, if you're thinking about getting them, if you have hesitations, concerns, other things you would like me to address. I guess that's it. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!